Live.
People city where we'll never die. Never say goodbye. Never say goodbye. Never I say your and our loved ones too. Come, the Holy Spirit, all our hopes renew. Looking for a city where we'll never die.
She's pushed me. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Jensen Lens Live in the QT.
Content Cabana.
Content Creation Cabana. Content Cabana. This is our first time coming live. We are calling in from Southeast Florida. In used to be its own township.
Exit what?
Exit 17. I think it sounds really cool. So we were not prepared at all. I'm just trying to set up all the technology. That's all that matters, as long as we're coming to you at 1080p or greater, hopefully. So I guess it's been quarantine. Everyone's being bored. Are you bored?
I'm never bored.
Joke was funny, but now it's not.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking ice with cocktail in it. Everyone knows what it is. It's whiskey and lemonade ginger ale with some dehydrated ginger. It's artisanal.
Iced tea tonight.
Iced tea every night.
Most every night. Most every day. That's my thing.
So,
Let us, if it's your first time watching, let us know where you're from, what you're drinking, what part of the house you're in.
yes, indeed. I don't have my computer next to me to follow the notes, so I'm using my old-timey, super girly phone. So, very excited. Very excited. So, I'm getting now queued up to answer questions if they come about.
Yeah.
Now, so meta, we can see ourselves. So let us know what you think of the new background. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to have everybody on YouTube. I had some minor meltdown before the show. Which usually happens when I have a little scramble. I tried to set up our new computer with the YouTube account, and it says you have to wait 24 hours for it to activate. And I was like, do you know who I am? But I found a workaround, so here we are live.
Yay.
So that's good. We've been busy all day, haven't we?
We have been busy all day. Today was our first day doing Cyber Santa. What are we calling it?
Virtual visits.
Virtual visits. FaceTiming with Santa. We had quite a few really fun kids.
They were a hoot.
They were a hoot. I honestly think because they were in their own environment for this conversation, as opposed to standing in line or there's Santa and like the big chair and all that. I think the kids were more at ease and more approachable. They were a lot of fun, often very chatty.
Or super quiet.
Yeah, not too many super quiet. There were lots of fun kids. They were hopped up on sugar. If you didn't know, which I'm sure you do, I am a professional Santa Claus. And I forgot where I was going with this.
It's been a busy
It's been a busy day. But because of COVID, we can't do the face-to-face. So we decided that we would still do something. It's been really well received today by those who participated. Got a lot of thumbs up, and the kids had a good time and whatnot.
So how did the first one go?
The first one was a bit awkward because we weren't ready, I guess.
So no matter what I do, I'm doing it across all platforms, and I have everything set up. Did a bunch of dry runs, and no matter what, something happened. So I think we did. It was FaceTime the first time, and so it's not, all of a sudden the audio wasn't working, which I'm like tested it for like 3 days straight, calling different people, making sure everything's good, and then it didn't work. But as long as you blame the elves.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a piece of crap, and I'm sitting there going, oh, okay. I think he's just ad-libbing. I don't know where this is coming from. He didn't say any of that, but that's some story.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So just like cookie plate. Oh yeah. One of the things that we offer to do with the kids is cookies and milk with Santa, and we can do the Santa magic, where the kids close their eyes and like Peter Pan clap their hands. I believe, and the parents will put a gift behind them. And that was really cute. That was really fun. Interacted with the parents, and it just really like the kids were like, "Oh my gosh!" It was really neat. The last two boys, Jake and Thomas, they were just too cute about it. So
Good times.
yeah, good times.
Trying to put the live feed on my phone. It's not going. So.
We had a really nice Thanksgiving here, besides a really great meal that we are still eating on. And I cooked a lot so that we could focus on Santa this weekend and have leftovers. So we've done that. It's also been very productive. I created a huge list of things to get done this weekend, and we've gotten almost all of them done. Tomorrow I hope to get some painting done. If not, then Monday afternoon I'll finish that, and then everything on this list will be done. So
Amazing.
yeah, getting closer and closer to things being finished around here.
So next time I'll have even better setup, because I'm not being able to find. Somehow I can't put my laptop on there. It's not letting me pull it up so you can see the comments. So yeah, we're doing. I'll have to work on the acoustics next, and then we'll be able to make our own QVC special or a cooking show, whatever set up for you. Just pull up my account and click my picture. Is that one of them? Oh, okay, cool. So I guess that's how it works.
There we go.
Good job, everybody. We'll turn the volume off and we'll look at it. So I don't know how it works as far as the new live streaming events. If you have to actually click join to see it live on the people's thread, or it just shows up anyway. So I'm guessing that's the way it shows up if you join the event. So that's kind of lame because I want it to just pop up in people's feeds. But I will learn. And we'll have a steady time from now on because it's permanently set up. So we'll have this, and then we'll have Valentine's, and then we'll have President's Day. Wait, what word comes in? I forget. President's Day, Valentine's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
We'll have a theme. There'll be a Christmas tree for every theme.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. So remember was it the 90s when people were putting their trees upside down?
We talked about this the other day.
On the show though, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, just we were telling the kids about it. Yes, I do remember it, and I thought it was really goofy. Is it goofy?
I just thought it was like super 90s or something, but I guess maybe it's a Midwest thing, but I never did that.
I never did that.
Seems dangerous with kids.
I know.
Imagine a cat going. So someone said they should have milk and cookies with us next time we make our show.
Huh?
It's awesome. So let's see. What else happened this week? Anything exciting?
Let's see.
Shed progress was my whole focus.
A lot of shed progress. The boys really enjoyed their first night in here, hanging out. I really thought that they were getting along like really crazy well. You know, it was new and they were giddy, and then kids. It's not as new, and they weren't as giddy.
But he's loving the shed.
Yeah, Dominic loves the shed. He's got like a really cool space built up here in the loft above us. We have another loft that is full of insulation, which next week will be going into our attic. And then Luther will have his own little loft too.
After we figure out how to secure it very well. And have the ladder situation figured out, because I could see one of them be like, I'm not giving him the ladder, he's being a pain in the butt, and blah, blah. It's like, I can't, we have to take away all opportunities for them to be brats. Set them up for success.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yay. So someone wants to know what's in front of me. This is a guacamole plate?
No, use it as a cookie.
Did I have this when you met me or no?
What?
Did I have this when you met me?
No. We got a rummage sale or something. We have two of them.
It's a bell.
This here is a prop for Santa to be working in the workshop. Oh, sorry. To be working in the workshop, so when they call us, so I can be like, oh, you called me early, Billy. That sort of thing.
So Dan, I'm just watching. Hooray. So I also the background's fantastic. I was thinking those little globes we have with the red, can have them hanging here, maybe. They're like these little weird, like look like little pine cones almost, but they're like. I think we got them at World Market. Anyways, I thought we had a little light situation going here. So
And they light up.
Mhm.
Oh,
they came in a box. You just push the button and it gives you the demo, and then
yeah. We could.
So
I'm gonna just put lights in them. So.
yeah,
I don't know.
So I did find the power cord for the laptop though.
Yay!
Where was it?
Where was it?
Mixed in with the power tools. You grabbed it all together. The cord was right by the power tools. You put everything away, so I couldn't find the laptop cord. Life's hard, but it's only it's not 1080p.
I don't think I grabbed the cord.
It's not 1080p. So
every cord I've grabbed, I'm like, is this what you're looking for? So I think it was in the power tools by somebody else, not me, maybe not Josh, and so somehow it ended up there.
I have 7 different totes of different cords, none of them are power tools. So
And
I'm gonna have a little.
at the end of January, we'll have one.
I'm gonna have a shrine. I'm gonna have a little wall locker with USB-C.
Nope. Nope.
USB-C,
Nope.
USB 2, HDMI cords. I just ordered a 45-foot HDMI cord, so that way I'm gonna have it all set up. There'll be a monitor right here, and there'll be like a very Susical cover, so you won't see the wires, right? Have a little festive cover for the wires.
That'd be nice.
Maybe Grandma June can make that.
Maybe.
So we're gonna go see my grandma next week. She has 3 boxes of photos to give me, which is exciting. She's had them for 50 plus years, and I have to get them before she moves. If not, she'll throw them away. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go down to the coast, see her. This one with perfect little fidget jacket. So.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm wearing this in remembrance of the loss we had yesterday with the Ducks. We lost by like 2 points.
Poor ducks.
So sad. So now the next year we'll be getting made fun of by the Beaver fans.
Yeah, but how many times have the Beavers won?
In the last 15 years, they probably won like 4.
See, throw them a bone every now and then.
Wah, wah, wah. So yeah, we were up until 4 o'clock on, was it Thanksgiving Day? Eve?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. No. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, we were up till 4 getting all set up. So it looked like no matter which way the camera moves, I'll have that set up where you can move it around a little bit more and you can see like the vintage, you can't even see the top right now. So
You can't see
each one's a little vignette, and this is my, if it failed, I'll pick it up. This right here is my prized heirloom. It's vintage from the 70s, like me. So my grandma in California who passed away made that for me. Or she outsourced it, who knows. But she had to give it to me. So.
And I've got a couple homages to my, Santa smokes a pipe. This was my dad's pipe.
This is out of view for the kids.
It is out of view for the kids, but it's for
Who knows
me.
it's there.
And my dad was also a Santa. And I recently had moved a bunch of stuff here, and my mom had thrown some things into the big storage pod and stuff. And one of the things in a little box was some of my dad's tobacco, pipe tobacco, and it still smells, and it's just like a really great memory. It really caught me off guard.
And our friend Mark gave us this ashtray.
Yeah, Mark Kuster. So, sorry, it's here. And then there is also this little guy, which didn't belong to my brother, but it's a memory of my brother.
I was about to say it looks super 90s or something.
My brother passed away in
2007, right?
No.
I don't know. Bring the house down.
12? No, 11. 10. Anyway.
It's a heirloom now?
It is to me. And my brother was also a Santa. And it's sad.
Bringing down the house.
I'm going to bring it back up. When my brother passed, we decided to do a non-traditional service. My brother loved Santa. He loved being Santa. he was an amazing Santa and kind of like the epitome of a Santa you would want for your kids to have as their own personal Santa. But he was a personal Santa for tons of
I'm
kids.
hearing Depeche Mode versus
Santa.
Santa.
Anywho, when you can't tell this story without actually chuckling. When my brother passed, we decided to put him in his Santa suit for his viewing, and the funeral director called my mom, Sam Hall, and he was like, "Just doesn't look right to put Santa in a casket. We've got this nice table we could put him on with this really nice blanket, this white blanket that would make it pop," and he was really into it as well. And so we did that, and Sam took the initiative to put my brother's hand on a basket and put candy canes in it. And this was in March, when my brother passed, March, I believe. And it was just, it's hard to be really sad when Muppets 12 Days of Christmas is in the background and people are getting candy canes and things like that. So we sent my brother off in a way that he would have loved and he would have got a kick out of, and people still talk about that. So I think that's what you're supposed to do, send people off in a way that people will still talk about the service years later. So that's why I have this little thing from my brother's service. Actually, it was on a bouquet of flowers.
Did you say candy cane party?
I did.
Okay, well,
there he goes, not listening to me again.
Oh,
pouring my heart out to the world, and he's just like,
well, I can remind it. I'm making sure YouTubers can see us.
Okay. Anywho, that's the story of my brother's service.
So I guess Mike's drinking water in his office.
I saw
I'm gonna
that.
say hi.
I'm going to go back to my brother's service.
Okay.
So then let's fast forward.
Cut to
whatever, to another family funeral. And Sam, the funeral director, pulls me aside and he was like, people always ask what the most memorable funeral service is. And, the lobby cards that they have at funeral homes where, it gives the details, the date of birth, date of death, yada, yada, yada. So Sam has an abundance of these lobby cards from my brother's service because it's got my brother's picture on it in his Santa suit. And he was like, this family gets it. This is what it's about. So I just think that that's kind of cool that even the funeral director is talking about how you're supposed to send somebody off, not cookie cutter. And having been in the funeral business, I'm totally against the cookie cutter. I want it to be personal. So, okay. Back to you, Josh.
Back to you and your chippiness. Well, Autumn says she thinks people should wear costumes to her funeral. And I said I wanted my funeral is going to be like a foam party, and at midnight they're going to shoot my ashes over the crowd.
Ew. No.
Or I want my remains spread around Disneyland, and I don't want to be cremated.
Ew.
I never told you that.
He's so wrong.
Anywho, back from the macabre.
Yeah.
That should have been our Halloween already.
It should have been. How do you want to go out? What now? I don't have any pop culture from 30 years ago. I didn't have time to look that up today.
Oh, people can wear goggles to the phone party. That's what Rick Aubrey just said.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
So yeah, I've been very much looking forward to for like the last 4 months. This has been in the works for this
Content Cabana.
Content Cabana.
And we have another
We're
shed.
gonna do a theme song. I already got the words figured out. I guess it's gonna be like Copacabana. Quell surprise. I say that right.
Content Cabana.
We're gonna do this. I'm making like a little dance remix of it. Is beer down today? At the content. Can't think of it.
Okay, well, we'll get back with you on that.
It can be like our sign-off song. Homophobia. It's funny. You're scared of the homophobe? That's awesome.
Oh,
That was Dan
geez.
Alejandro.
All right.
We have somebody tuning in from South Dakota. Or one of the Dakotas.
Well, there we
North. North.
go. Is it cold there?
Why not? Why not?
Like really cold and snowy? Is it snowing there yet?
I'm sure it's like, was it the ground's frozen for like 5 months straight?
Is it? I don't know if I've ever been in North Dakota.
I have never been to North Dakota.
I've never been in.
I've been to Nebraska. I've been 1 mile in Nebraska. I was in the what do you call it? The geographical center of the United States.
I have
It's in Lebanon, it's in Lebanon, Kansas.
I have cousins that live in Blair, Nebraska, which is just outside of Omaha.
Is there which project?
Probably.
Which project? And she has the cocoa eyes or whatever. It's a reference to the Facts of Life.
Facts
of Life.
Oh, I got that one.
Autumn says Ashes raining down is super extra. I'll do glitter, of course. See what else. Any what are you binging anything?
I think we're done.
We started watching something else. We started watching it's a new show but with Liz Lemon in it.
Modern Love.
Modern Love. We saw the first episode.
Saw the first episode.
It was hard. It was hard not to start the next one. It was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Super.
And I had to do my
It was like
beer prep.
It was kind of like glum at first, and then ends up on a positive note.
Yeah.
Blair's in the Facts of Life. That's what it says.
Hmm?
Bouncing back and forth. So,
Blair the Facts of Life. Yes, Blair the Facts. So, I only know one quote from the Facts of Life.
that's funny.
And it just something Blair said that I thought, well, that's just really crazy. And so I say it all the time. What color are your eyes? Chestnut brown with green and gold flags. So I said that to Josh like early when we were dating. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, my eyes. So now he'll make references to it too. So it's fun. It's fun for me, I guess.
It's the same face you make when you try to do a side pony. Show. No?
Oh, maybe. Okay.
So
Do we have much else to talk
we
about?
can talk about our show and tell.
Okay.
I don't know. What are these boxes for these from?
Oh,
Heirlooms.
they are. My dad made those for me for my kitchen in Indianapolis. I lived in a 1928 bungalow, arts and crafts bungalow, and had a tiny kitchen, and I didn't have enough storage, and I had been to IKEA, and I was like, oh, those boxes are neat, but those cardboard boxes, you know, and I'm like, I want something different. And so I talked to my dad and like, hey, can you make me this? And told him exactly what I wanted. It looked great in my kitchen, and it gave me lots of extra storage and a big pop of color because I had this not a bright yellow, but a pale yellow kitchen. So the red against the yellow looked really nice. And I had turquoise counters.
It was like destined to happen.
It was.
Our color schemes unite.
So yeah, so my dad made those, and that's another thing I finally got out here. This
After
old,
9 years, he moved
Yeah.
in finally.
this old globe out here. Got this fan.
Coke sign from last week.
Yeah, the Coke sign from last week. Anything else out here?
This is one back on. We hadn't started probably.
No, it's not mine.
Oh, I thought it was like an air.
No.
You said on one of the.
Well, it's
I know, made me this. So
Yeah,
like-
the other decoration up there, and it fell off the wall and broken. It wasn't vintage or anything, so I'm not upset. But so I needed something up there so it'd have like, you know, a nice flow to it. And this kid was like, "Why does Santa have an elf?" And I'm like, "Ah, well, elf made it for me."
What are the books titles?
Somebody asked.
Yes.
Oh, the book titles are Toy Making for Dummies, Chimneys to Avoid, and Elves on Keto, What to Expect.
Because that was survive on sugar.
Yeah, and on keto you can't
There's
have
sugar and syrup.
Yeah,
My kid quotes Elf all the time.
all the time. Then yes.
He thinks it's funny. If he's being funny, we go along with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna make coffee table books. I'll bring of Santa titles. It says Santa Jeff's coffee table books of photos.
Oh, that's funny. That could be a good idea. I mean, why not? I like coffee table books.
Oh, speaking of which, I've seen people do Santa photos where like the Santa's outside going like this, and like the family's standing for their own photo, so it's like socially distant. But to me, I'm like, I think that's kind of creepy looking. I don't know, but that's how they're doing it for some of the people. Like they just like put them in the background. So I was gonna set up and do a professional jingle ring is the name of the app. It just came down. So I set up an appointment with Jingle Ring. So Luther, who's 11, at the time believed in Santa Claus.
He no longer believes in Santa Claus.
Thanks for a dream crusher over here.
This week. No, he confessed.
Milking it.
We had this conversation months ago that Santa wasn't real, and but then all of a sudden we're close to Christmas, and he's like, "I'm gonna write Santa a letter like I did last year," and I'm like, "Well, you wrote Santa a letter because you have been bad, and you were hoping it would like favor you in a gift or two." Which it did. He got the games Sorry and Trouble.
They were out of the game, little bitch.
So now he's just like Santa this, Santa that, and I'm like, "Do you still believe in Santa?" And yeah, and he went shopping with me to get some Christmas ornaments. On Monday, we went to. I'm gonna do a shout out to 3 Daisies Vintage in Aurora. What a lovely store. I was geeking out on Christmas in that store. It was.
He's like, "Do you want this piece of plastic? It's $80. I'm like, what? Looks like a traffic cone. I'm buying it. Okay.
And it wasn't $80.
I'm totally rounding up, and it's also not orange, it's red.
It's red.
As you might have seen in the picture, he's wearing it as a dome.
Well, not that one. I've got, I was talking about the other ones. Maybe I was talking about that one. I got 2 sizes of bells, and they were both $50, and so I have four bells, and I shouldn't have, but gosh darn it, it really.
We have a new shed for the kids.
It really brings me joy, and
it works as a good traffic cone off season.
And they're from Meyer and Frank, which is I'm not a native Oregonian, but it was
Macy's. Macy's bought them, and there is the Frank Estates are in Southwest Portland, where the main owners had a very like large compound, I guess. They had property, and now it's apartments. So whenever I go by there, I'm like, oh, good times. But I shop at the Bargain Basement because we was Poe. They were at Lloyd Center, and to me, when I was a kid, Lloyd Center and Clackamas Town Center were all that mattered. And like, this is 1986, Tiffany era, probably. Not Tiffany like the jewelry, but like Tiffany like your favorite singer.
No, she is not my favorite singer.
Into the night.
Don't even. She's horrible. Anyway, so the things I bought.
History.
The things I bought were all from Portland history, Meyer and Frank, and I have been wanting municipal ornaments, like the things that the cities would do across the country in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I was looking for things like that, and they're really hard to come by. I did see bells like this a year ago at Urbanite, and they were like asking $250 or something for them. So I'm just like, I really want these. But then when I came across the same type of bells for $50, I'm like, I can do $50.
He was texting me saying, "These are from Fred Meyer." I'm like, okay. It's not like
I was all excited and
overwhelmed.
I was totally overwhelmed by that store. So it was too much Christmas and not enough time and not enough cash. So
Rick Aubrey said it looks like a big bottle, a nipple off the bottle, baby bottle. There was Kaufman's in Pittsburgh. There was a Kaufman's in Southern Oregon in Grand Mass. I wonder if it was like an offshoot. That's my brother's first job. He worked at Kaufman's, and it was like for Southern Oregon. It was very highfalutin. I guess we call it bougie now. But
Indiana had Ellis Ayers.
Wichita had Von Mar.
I love Von Mar.
He's got a hanger from Von Mar. I think there's Santa suits on there, isn't it?
It is. So
name drop.
And I was gonna say, do I still have that?
Did municipal ornaments hang off of the telephone poles?
Yes. Yes, telephone, light poles, street poles, and whatnot.
We should get one of those ones with the candles.
Oh, I like
the
those.
candles with the like phallic symbols.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I did.
Every year they make that meme makes it.
Yeah, I do like. Maybe those aren't the candles I was thinking I liked, but
Do people workshop and stuff where it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy 1,000
oh,
of these candles? Oh, they look like
yeah, no,
phallic
those
symbols.
aren't old though.
The 70s or something.
They're like the rope light stuff.
Oh no, these ones are just like, I don't know. Moving on.
Moving on.
Ryan Frank at Valley River Center. So that's what Mike Wiley said. So yes, that was super awesome. I think I'm pretty sure they had a bargain basement there too. So when we were kids, we'd get X amount of dollars for our school clothes, and I would go to the bargain basement and Goodwill. This is before it was a thing. I just was being cheap or whatever, economical. So, and now here I am being a hoarder. No, way into thrift stores still. So yeah, and I do remember going to the Emporium, but that was way out of my price range because I was definitely not in that demographic. And they had one in Grants Pass up until, well, never mind. It was like 15 years, 20 years ago now. And then it became Got Shocks. I mean, who's going to name us their store Got Shocks? It's like not. So Matt Wade says, candles and berries. Yes, that's that one phallic looking meme that goes on.
Yes.
So I'm told that North Dakota is an outdoor paradise 5 months a year. Otherwise, it's wider than a Klan meeting in Alabama. That is not my quote. That's not my quote. Snow, of course. Oh, great. So speaking of Klan and not having a new government, I don't know. That was a terrible segue. Sure, Klan. You like that gift that says Jan?
That Jan Brady, like Marsha saying, sure, Jan, that gif or meme. GIF. And it says sure, Clan. I love that one. I used it quite a bit.
I can't find it. All upset. I'm like, we're still posting it. He's like, give me the thing.
They took it away from me. You overused it. So, one of the funny things I've been doing when Luther will say something, I'm like, sure, Jan.
You have them saying it now too.
Well, I got Dominic saying it, but then Luther kind of lost it the other day. Quit calling me Jan! I'm like, you don't even know what it's about, do you?
Like,
no, but I don't like it. I'm like, if you knew.
I'll call you Cindy now.
Like, if you knew. You would.
This one.
But I'm like, if you knew, you would kind of think it's funny. And I mentioned Mike Brady because we've watched some Brady Bunch. We reference Mike Brady as Mike Brady moments when we're having like serious conversations, and we don't have as many like as they're going to sleep and whatnot as we did when they first moved in, because we have a really good bond, and we were doing that as a way to bond with the kids and get them to feel comfortable and relaxed here at our home, and reassure them that this is their home. So Mike Brady moments.
It's like we just kept on calling him, like, announcing it. We're having Mike Brady moment. It's like every 15 minutes in this house.
Yeah, it was for a while. Yeah. Mike Brady
we have a teaching moment here.
Yeah.
And I can say that I'm taking their device away for the entire weekend. And then if they instantly snap out of it and say, I'm going to go do this real quick. Can I have my device back? I'm like, go do that, and then we'll talk about it. So yeah, I never had any idea to be a drill instructor, but here we are. Matt says they have a bell in his hometown that has like a holly sprig at the top. So I guess it looks like probably the palm tree with the. Like everyone's saying YouTube is like choppy. So I have it hardwired into the internets, and I have everything off of a processor. Anyways, I have to figure out why. I want everything to be like I said, an infomercial. I want to do cooking shows, and you can have the Teflon pan. Random thought, Teflon pan, and what's his name? Steve Zimmerman. Yeah. Steve Zimmerman was making like a music video in his pajamas, and he's like cooking on a Teflon pan using like a fork or metal. You know,
Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew Zimmerman.
Okay, Andrew Zimmerman.
What was I saying?
Steve?
Oh, I know Steve Zimmerman, so close. Oh. So Andrew Zimmerman.
Zimmerman?
Yeah. Anyway, he was a professional chef, and he was cooking in a Teflon pan in his pajamas, and I was like cringing. So maybe he had one of the special pans, but you can't use a fork.
You can't. And we found out, Luther found out the hard way. I made scrambled eggs for you. I'm like, great eggs.
It was like totally. I felt like I was just the first like 2 months. I feel like it was some like after school special of like this is how parenting is. Not annoying kids. This is you want to have kids in high school. This is what having kids is like. But everything they did was like totally like textbook of you want to have your you didn't tell him not to ruin your pans. You didn't tell him that he never touched the pans before. Whenever I make eggs, I use the microwave. I don't publicly admit that, but here we are.
Yeah.
So I learned that from working at Noah's Bagels in the 90s. I worked at Noah's Bagels on Hawthorne in the 90s, and my first day there, someone offered me a big old nugget of weed, and like, hey, let's go outside and smoke weed. I'm like, actually, I don't smoke weed, and instantly I had like no friends there the entire time I worked there because I smoke weed because it gives me anxiety most of the time. So, and here we are, and this is going to be legal soon, federally, perhaps. So I'll be able to use CBD oil products. What's it called? CBD, like the muscle rubs and stuff. Salves. Because I'm not even supposed to use those. There's messages saying, don't use CBD salves.
Yes, Rick. That Andrew Zimmer.
Oh, Zimmer.
Zimmer. I always thought it was Zimmer and
Hands or
something. Anyway, from Bizarre Foods, who I actually have met.
A brush of greatness, literally.
Literally. Should I talk about it?
Yeah.
When I was working at a famous ice cream store here in town, Sad and Stupid, we've referenced it before. I might have said this. Did I talk about this?
Go ahead and do it again.
Yeah, it was Bizarre Foods, actually. So I'm working in the kitchen, chopping the nuts, doing my thing. Me and the pastry chef.
There's a story for that, too.
Me and the pastry chef are up there working away. And all of a sudden, I feel like this presence behind me. And I like turn around and there's this camera in my face. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, doing B-roll for Bizarre Foods. And I looked at Carla, the pastry chef. I'm like, did you know this is going on? She's like, no. And you didn't either? I'm like, no. If I would have known, I would have wore my Sad and Stupid shirt. And, maybe
Been on brand.
Yeah, I would have been on brand. Maybe had a manicure because, your hands are on TV and stuff. So, when you're chopping and...
or Chopin.
So then this was a Monday. So I made arrangements to clean the kitchen because I might have referenced it's not one of the cleanest kitchens I've ever worked in. And so I'm telling the owner, kitchen manager, hey, how about if I come in early Friday morning at 5 a.m. and get this place looking TV ready? I know TV ready. My restaurants were on TV. I knew how I cooked on TV. I knew what TV ready was. So
TV ready, one more time. What is TV ready?
So, and they never did production early mornings on Friday. So I'm like, this will be great. And the kitchen will look nice. So I show up at 5 a.m. and there's ice cream production going on. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, we don't know. We never work on Friday mornings, but they had us come in to make ice cream. And it's like, this is stupid. I was in to come in and clean. And you really can't clean when people are cooking and making things. So
that's why we're told to leave the house once a week.
Yes. And so we fast forward to the afternoon. Carla, the pastry chef, she also came in to get her area cleaned and stuff so it would look good on TV. So Carla and I are exiting. We pass Andrew on the stairwell, and we hear him as we hit the bottom step. Didn't you fucking know I'm coming? And I'm just like, dirty kitchen. Dirty kitchen.
Word.
Yeah, it was just not the experience I think he was expecting. I know it was not the experience myself or several of my coworkers were expecting when we worked there. But that being said, I had a brush with greatness, and a friend of mine from high school, months later, sent me a Facebook message. Just saw you on Bizarre Foods. Why were you so angry?
I saw him when I had the flu and I was watching something. And I never watched those kind of shows, but it just popped up and he was wearing a McMiniman shirt or something.
Yeah.
McMinimans. That's you would wear this the brand for them if you would have known.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've never seen this episode.
They show up for maybe 7 seconds, which is 3 times the amount of time I was on national television for The Price is Right. Well, I take that back. I was on PBS for a nipple piercing before.
But in that 7 seconds, a friend from high school and could recognize I was really angry. So,
Jeff, angry in the kitchen?
behind
Behind!
the saw.
Behind! I'm like, you can't call me that. I'm trying to grab a fork.
Okay. Listeners' questions, shout outs.
We've been going along. Let's see. Let's see here. So, I guess the YouTube is coming in choppy, even though I actually had to break down and get Ethernet cables and patch cables. So everything now is hardwired. So it should be perfect. And great story.
Yeah.
I want help. So
Santa's tired. It's been a long day.
we had a 2-hour break, sort of by accident. So he's like, I'm fine with that. And took
Yeah.
a 10-minute nap.
Took a 10-minute nap, and shout out to our friend Jody, who stopped over to pick some things up for her booth at Red Fox Vintage. Jody and I have a really nice arrangement with some things. She's always looking out for things I specifically want, and she often delivers.
We find things we can't just leave on the shelf.
yeah.
We have to buy.
A lot of the people associated with the Red Fox really deliver on those things, those obscure things I'm looking for, like with Rick Leonetti of Yellow Goat Vintage.
Yellow Goat Vintage.
Yellow Goat Vintage, there's a booth in Red Fox. And so I told Rick, hey, I'm looking for a Jim Beam, Space Needle, decanter, which is kind of hard to find. And like 3 months later, he's like, you still looking for this?
Is that
I'm
where you
like,
got it?
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, hell yeah. And he found it for me. He's found a lot of the Space Needle things that
I got
we like to collect.
She gave we traded incidentally since we gave her so much awesome stuff. She gave me a pair of like 89 Doc Martens, which I have, and I'm afraid to wear. I'm afraid if I scratch them because they're actually the ones that were like 2nd gen, so they're made in U.S. still. And I don't want to wear them because they're like prized possessions. I think I should bust out my Sunstar tattoo this summer. My Doc Martens.
No, I'm gonna wear them if you don't.
It's 9.5. Follow your bliss.
Well, I'm gonna be all like original Cinderella stepsister and cut off my toes, but I'll be looking good. in these Doc Martens.
So yes, Rick Aubrey, I was on The Price is Right in 1999. I went to Los Angeles, Studio City, and all that to see my great aunt's 75th wedding anniversary, I think it was. So I went there in my dress blues, and then since I was so new in the military, I didn't know that at the time you weren't supposed to put your name badge on your uniform. I had it on the wrong side, so luckily I'm glad they didn't call me up on stage because that would have been super lame. But it was awesome. That was the first time I ever got a razor haircut. I went to this awesome Russian barber shop and had this dope fade before that was really a thing.
I'm like,
come here.
I was playing Bill Rick.
Monticello Mall. Oh yeah, we went to Monticello. Been to Monticello in Montevilla. That's like, I never realized the parallel. We go there probably twice a month over the last 5 months. What'd you find there recently?
What did I find there recently?
Remember they're playing super loud new wave music. I'm like, oh my god, new wave music's vintage now. I can't handle this.
It was super loud.
I'm like, are they trying to make us this last call? And
What
like,
did I pick up there? Something fun, something cool, something.
the top? That top?
Not this top.
Wah, wah,
I
wah.
picked up a top. Not this one. The one that's in the house. So.
Same, like 90% the same, like,
Yeah.
what we call it, profile.
Yeah. It's the same.
You ever hold in class dollar store placemat? Oh,
It's okay. I've got 3 more.
oh, it's actually the same one you got in half, probably.
Anyway, that thing.
Watching his like this little like timeline of like 88 street bananas.
So I was looking for one for the Santa scene, and I also wanted one for in the house. And I like that one better, and I got that at Monticello, or as they say in Indiana, Monticello.
It's not wrong. It's not right, but it's not. It's not right, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's where Monticello was where old Indiana. Old Indiana, was that right?
Don't look at me.
No. Indiana Beach, and a small amusement park at Indiana Beach, and their mascot was a crow, and his slogan was "There's more than corn in Indiana,"
I remember having corn.
which there's another reference to corn in Indiana. A song by the Moreland Bobcats.
Painful. Oh no, that was the eye. There was some elephant eye corn reference from the 50s or whatever.
That's from Oklahoma.
Okay, yeah.
Curly sings it.
Back on track.
I was in a chorus of Oklahoma. I was in elementary school. We did a whole bunch of Rodgers and Hammerstein.
We did a montage of Camelot and Carousel. The song was like a mashup. I'm like, okay, I know what these means.
So back to Moreland Bobcats. Look them up. They've got a fun little video about what instead of there's more than corn in Indiana, it's basically there's just dicks and corn in Indiana.
Wow.
And like Mike Pence is a dick. So it's funny. Gotta love the Moreland Bobcats. Okay.
So we're at 46. So we're good. So maybe.
Good. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I need to get something.
Oh yes, I have it on. Sorry. Yes, I should say. Wait a minute.
Wait,
I went
what?
to put it on. What do you call it?
Replay?
Infinity.
Oh.
So I thought it'd be like the same song over and over again for like an hour, and then I could just turn the volume on. But it's like some super scary hymnal, which I'm not all about. The next, we should do Christmas music next time.
I wanted to do Christmas music tonight.
Oh, you did?
We didn't have time.
I didn't get the note. Keep talking.
I'm not sure what else to say.
Oh, it was still playing. Oh, the album looking for a city, I guess.
Oh, okay. I mean, I recognize the album cover. So,
You can't miss.
we are almost done decorating our house, so that's a good thing. Hope to be finished this weekend. And wash your hair. Remember to wash your hands. Hand sanding. Where's the hand sanding go?
Hand Penny.
Wear your mask. And all that stuff.
All that jazz.
I guess we're done. Done. Okay. See y'all later. Ah!
You alright?
Yeah, just knock it over your cocktail.
My mouse is broken.
You mean I gotta stay here forever?
Yes. Hands it out. Bye, YouTube.